the psychology of change. This is what I call the soft and gooey part. We as engineers, we're not real good typically at this part. And it took me a little while to adapt to this. And this to me was probably one of the most important discoveries. And that is, because we're talking about a new paradigm, a completely new way of thinking of things, this is the attitude you need. Tell me what I need to know that right now I don't even know to ask. Okay, that's the attitude you need when you're trying to embrace or learn something that is completely different. All right, after you get trained on how to manipulate the material, and there is an entire science to this, only then are you limited by your imagination only. Because think about it, if you want to create a shape that does this, but you don't know how to get the plastic to get there, then you're challenged on that level. The best thing is to provide you with the tools needed to create whatever shape you want, and that's going to be part of the training. Now, the Trabant and a Lotus Cortina, to somebody who's fresh out of the jungle, and they're both white cars, the guy who comes out of the jungle and he sees a Lotus Cortina and a Trabant, they look the same to him. But the same guy who owns both those cars, you put him into the jungle, and he can't tell you the difference between a Sahara elephant or a forest elephant. So in other words, you need to be trained as to what to look for. But the looks are deceiving, and this is, to me, the best example. I was remolding this side earlier, but for the most part, these designs look the same to the untrained eye, but I can guarantee you they feel like two completely different wheels. So like a good body man working on the body of a car, you need to learn to see with your hands for the first time. So we went over that, the personality types. As engineers, we're typically type A driven people. We have high IQ and we see life as black and white. It's right or wrong, okay? We call that if-then syllogistic pairing. If this, then this. If this, then this. And we have this broad foundation of knowledge that's based on these rules because we've proven it using the scientific method. All right, things are right or wrong. But when it comes to grip design, the gray matters. That's where it's at. And so we need to start using the right side of our brain. I love this. Mercedes-Benz came up with this. I had to use this. Okay? We've got the left brain, the very logical, cold, and now we have the more organic side. And what the organic side of the brain is, it thinks more in parallel, okay, as opposed to a serial stair-step logical process. What we have is the brain thinking more in parallel. And that's one thing I also try to train.